Hi, Seekers! It's Ray here with a bunch of questions I gathered from you, our players. Most of them I got from our Discord server, which you can join anytime. I'll leave the link in the description. And some of them I got in the DMs. Are you ready? Let's go! To answer most of these questions, I consulted the developers, who were kind enough to help me out. Shout out to everyone who was involved in the process. I couldn't possibly answer these questions without you. So thank you. Question number 1 is from ML on Discord. Of the 4 randomly assigned talents, the accountant, keeper, and strategist all help with a 10% increase in their related talents. The ranger has only a 5% increase. What's the difference? Well, to put it simply, balance is the reason. We try to make these effects as even out between each other as possible. So the ranger's talent of increasing the chance of finding collection items by 5% is actually closer to, for example, a 10% increase in earning experience than if it were also a 10% increase. The second question, or more accurately, the second questions, are from an anonymous seeker. We received these questions through our private messages on Facebook. The offer wanted to stay anonymous, so here we are. I'm wondering, from which era, culture, do you take inspiration for the character outfits? And in which country, continent, do you envision Darkwood to be? From the start, our main inspiration was the Victorian era and the beginning of the 20th century. The cultures are... The inspiration behind the update usually depends on what kind of themes the current event has. But if we talk more about character outfits, then most of them are inspired by European or American fashion. As for the country or continent, now we more focus on making Darkwood be everywhere and nowhere at once. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Our dream is to make Darkwood so that everyone can find a piece of themselves there. The next question is a really fun one. Raynuva on Discord asks, if you could have any hobby not related to what you do for work and not related to anything you already do for fun, what would it be? To be honest, I have lots of hobbies that aren't directly related to what I do for Seeker's Notes. I like art, writing music, and reading books. I don't exactly need them to do my work, but it certainly helps. But if I had to choose something I don't already do, then, well, sewing seems really fun to me. I admire people who can make their own clothes. And recently, I also became interested in astronomy, so maybe something like that. Not astrophysics per se, but I would like at least to know more about constellations and celestial bodies. Oh, by the way, one of the people who helped me out with the answers left her answer here too. She would like to take care of animals, maybe work in a shelter or a vet clinic. That's so cool! Let's move on to a question from Claire84, also on Discord. Once you purchased all the Death Guardians, is there anything else you can do with bows? If not, maybe that will be an improvement you could make to the game. It would be a nice perk for those who have been players for a long time. Thank you. Yeah, we get a lot of questions like that. If you noticed, we started adding more Guardian collections this year. But we also have some other ideas in the works right now. You'll see more in the next updates, so stay tuned for that. Here's a question from Scooby-Dooby-Doo on Discord. The map is filling up with locations. What are developers doing to keep this game going? Will they delete locations to make room? What other major changes do they have in store for the game? Yeah, we welcome a new location every month, and that's a lot in a year. We're also working on this right now, and trying to find the best solution. You'll find out more in the future for sure. Next question is from the Friendly Wolf on Discord. It's less a question and more of a suggestion. I wish you could still have the storyline for all the locations, like the tea shop. It would be nice. Yes, Darkwood stories are always so interesting, right? The writers sure do a great job, and each event is very unique. If you have completed the event, you can always go back to it in the diary. But if you didn't have enough time for it, I can suggest you ask your in-game friends or guild members to share it with you. In the future, we promise to think about giving old stories a new breath of life in some way. Oh, here's another fun question. It also came from an anonymous seeker. Do you have any tips to share? Well, I seldom have any tips I can share that weren't already mentioned in our tips and advice from players posts. They have all kinds of advice, so check these posts if you're interested. But well, my advice, it has probably been said before, but as is often the case, simple tips are the most useful. Play in the older locations more. Oftentimes they're the most useful as they give better rewards. And make sure to participate in the events. I really like collecting things, especially stuff like pictures, medals, avatars, and so on. So I often play mini events, which helps a lot with main events. And in some of them, you can even get cool rewards like pictures from the Colorful Adventure event or Guardian. But also don't forget about the main quests. They're really interesting and there are so many of them. So, all in all, just do a lot of stuff, try a lot of stuff, and find something that you really like doing. And oh, the number one tip, the most important and useful of them all, is of course follow Seeker's Notes on social media. Obviously, follow our pages to learn more about the game and get the latest news. You can also participate in the contest and get free rubies and other rewards. And here's another little tip. Participate in our contest on as many platforms as possible. That way, your chances to win will increase. And that was the last question. Thanks to everyone who asked these questions and to everyone who helped me with the answers. And thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Have a nice week and see you next time.